you know, my car's dead. Yeah, that's it, my car's dead, like. Alright guys, hello, my name is Evie if you've never been here before. If you've been here before, welcome back. So today I have a kind of explanatory video for you guys because I had quite the Friday slash whole weekend in itself last weekend. So yeah, so I have freaking notes on what I'm going to talk about, like a page and a half of notes. So if you like this video and enjoy it sometime during the video while you're watching it, or right now, go ahead and click the like button. And if you want to see more from me, click the subscribe button down below, and don't forget to hit that bell button because it's supposed to be important. And my socials are linked down below. So yeah, let's get to it. Friday, June 28th. So it was a kind of crazy day at work. I don't do a lot of crazy things. It's not like a super intensive job, but like, you know how it is. Like on Friday afternoons around, I'm supposed to go home at 3, or I'm supposed to finish at 3 every day, but I could stay longer if I please. At 2:45, the phone started ringing, everything started happening, so all the craziness like kind of began to happen right around then. Okay, so I was supposed to, you know, leave by 3, which is totally fine because I ended up staying till around 3:30, getting everything done for the weekend, and so they can prepare for the weekend they have at work. And then I'm, you know, so yeah, I ended up staying half an hour late, which is totally fine because I'm getting paid for that time, so I don't really mind. Once I finished everything, I went back to my car, and I was kind of debating going to do some editing for the video that was going to go up last week, Friday. It was going to go up a little bit late because of my crazy week, but it was going to, you know, it was going to go up, but a little bit later than it was going to, intentionally. But I was going to edit a little bit and end up, like, I edited the video Saturday, and it ended up being a little bit more editing than I thought. I thought it was going to be a quick edited video, but it wasn't. So I ended up waiting for, you know, I was like, should I go to Starbucks to go sit in there and make sure my laptop's charging while I edit, or do you think I have enough or in my mind I was like, do I think I have enough charge to just stay in the car and leave the car on for 20 minutes and just sit in here, you know, while the AC is running and edit a little bit, because I didn't have to do anything until around 5. So that was around 3:30, 3:45. I clocked out at 3:30, but I didn't actually walk out of work till 3:45. I wasn't necessarily doing work things, I was just getting myself together, so it doesn't really matter that I clocked out at 3:30, but I got to the car around 3:45. So I sat in the car for about 20 minutes. I talked to my mom on the phone. She was actually picking up my furniture that that's a whole other deal with the furniture, and I will do a whole review and explanatory thing on this furniture company that we bought from. So yeah, so she was busy doing that, and she was like, hey, I'm late to pick up your brother. Can you go pick him up? So I was like, okay, cool. I have time till I have to go pick up my sister from work, and so I'll pick him up, and then we'll go get her. I'll go get him, and then we'll go get her. And so yeah, so she texted me like exact directions to get there because the nav system isn't as great as she found the best way to get there from her own ways instead of just me using the direct nav. So I follow her lead, like I follow her directions, and so I get on the freeway. As I'm on the freeway, I like feel the brakes of my car getting a little bit odd. I'm kind of like, wait, this is weird. Like, you know, when you release the brake, the car starts moving a little bit. The car like wasn't moving, you know? You know, because it was stopping, it was traffic time too, so it was like 4:15, 4:30, so yeah, and so I looked at, you know, I look at the dashboard, but I don't actually like look in depth until I feel something, so I see all these lights come on, and I'm like, what the heck? Like, I go through this mental checklist in my mind. I go, okay, I got a new battery. The batteries are car batteries last around 3 years. I got a new battery a little bit under a year ago. I got an oil change within the last month and a half, because oil changes are supposed to be like every 3 months or so. And my gas tank is over a gallon. It's over half of the tank. So I'm over half, a little bit over half. And I'm like, this shouldn't be happening. And then I saw that battery signal go on in the dashboard, and I go, holy fuck. Sorry for swearing. I go, holy fuck, what the fuck is going on? Well, my mom's car's alternator went out in February. So I was like, wait, is this the alternator? I know the starter might have been going out in my car. I know a little bit about cars. If that helps bring you into some perspective about, you know, I know about how little bit the function of the cars and stuff like that, which I think has helped me a lot through life. And I learned from, like, experience. So I go, okay, well, maybe I can just pull, I guess, in the last lane, so you would just have to turn into the exit lanes. And I was like, wait, what about that little lane that really isn't a lane that's supposed to be, like, between the cement wall and that? Should I go pull into that, turn the car off, and turn it back on, and we'll be fine? You know? And then I thought for a second, wait, my mom tried to do that when her alternator was going out, and she ended up being stuck. But she was in a neighborhood on a busy-ish street, but it wasn't so bad, so she was okay. But so I was like, no, I have to get off. I have to pull into a parking lot and get off and turn the car off and turn it back on and see what's going on. So I call my mom when I figure that out. I'm like, this is what's going on. I can't pick him up. Like, I don't know what to do. She's like, I was like, I'm going to get off at the next exit and go to a parking lot because I can't do this and I don't want to stop. And I thought for a second, this is it. My car's dying. My car's never going to work again. How are we going to get a new car? It's expensive to buy cars. You know, my car's dead. Yeah, that's it. My car's dead. Like, so she goes, okay, I'll get him and figure that out. But, you go to a parking lot and figure things out and call AAA because we have AAA, but also our insurance company, our car insurance company, does towing too. So that'll come later in the story. So I get off and it's like traffic time, so it takes me more than like a minute, 2 minutes to get off at the next exit. And, like, honestly, I did go over, like, go over some solid lines and get over illegally into a parking lot because I was like, I don't know what the fuck is about to happen, but I'm like, I don't want to stop in the middle of the freeway or in the middle of, like, getting off and not, like, be able to move my car, you know? So I get in, everything calms, like, I get out off of the freeway and I was like, okay, great, that's a bank parking lot. I'm gonna go in the bank parking lot. I get into the parking lot. I ended up being able to correct my parking job, so I was parked nicely into the parking lot. So I turn off the car, and I take the keys out, and I go, okay, I give my second just a minute to breathe, because I'm like, what the fuck, man? And then I try to start the car again, and it's not starting. And then my mom's like, okay. I call my mom back. And at this point, I had bought this like little tech junkie kit from Barnes & Noble a couple weeks before when I had this problem with my phone wasn't charging. And this tech junkie thing wasn't working, or this charger wasn't working. It was kind of working, then it wasn't working a couple seconds later. So I kept like trying to charge my phone. I also had like a portable charger too. So my phone wasn't completely charged either. So that was a whole nother factor to this like freak out moment. And so I'm like completely freaking out. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is, like I said, this is it. My car's never gonna work again. My car's done. So we have a maintenance guy at the Russell Smith Honda that was actually nearby. And I have an Acura, and an Acura is a Honda, so it's not really a big deal for me to go to a Honda dealership maintenance center to get work done on my car. And so my mom calls the guy, and she's like, hey, this is what's going on. We're going to get the car towed to you because we didn't know what else to do, and he's a really nice guy. So, yeah, that ends up being a prevalent part of the story because, yeah. So, when my mom's car got towed because of her alternator, we actually took the car there too. And so we've got quite a bit of work done on the car there, so, on both cars there. So, so I stop the car, I take myself a minute to breathe, I make sure I have enough charge to call AAA, I get my AAA card out, and I call AAA, okay? And so my card says my membership is until August 2019, okay? And it's about a month until August, So my membership should be totally fine. And another preface is that my mom's credit card got hacked and there's a fraudulent thing. So she had to call AAA and put a new credit card in the system to pay monthly for her membership, okay? So I called AAA and I'm like, hey, I need a towing. And they're like, okay, great. Let's get you a towing. Where are you? Like, I told them the address because the address is on the bank. So I'm like, okay, great. That's another thing I don't have to deal with. I know the address of where I'm at. And they're like, hey, you don't have a membership. Your membership was canceled August 2018. And I go, no, that's when we made the membership. And so at this point, I'm like, really? So I like go, okay, try my mom's phone number in the system. Try my sister's phone number in the system. They're like, no, those accounts are canceled. And I was like, what the fuck, man? Like, we have an account. Like, she just called like a month or two ago. And so we are still in drama with AAA, and we think we're going to drop them because why not drop them after this event where you think you're safe and you call AAA to be in safety and they're supposed to help you, but they don't. So, yeah. So I called AAA and they're like, yeah, we can't help you. Sorry. Good luck with your car. Good luck with getting a tow. And I'm like, great. Now, how am I going to get a tow truck? So I call my mom and I go, oh my gosh, this is what's going on. And she's like, oh wait, our car insurance company does free towing. Up to like a certain amount of miles. It's like 10 miles, but like the dealership was like less than 10 miles away from where I was, which is fine. And so, I call the car insurance company and they're like, okay, great, we'll send a tow truck out now, whatever. And they were super nice, and they're always super nice. But yeah. And so my cousin actually was questioning my mom in October, like, why do you have double towing? Like, you have USAA and you have AAA and you pay specifically for AAA, and USAA, like, kind of comes with your plan. Like, why do you have double? Well, actually, we always have, like, double something. Like, I'm always, like, extra prepared. I have an emergency bin in the back of my freaking car. Like, and so I call USAA and I get a tow truck out. And so they're like, okay, great. Well, they said it was going to be around an hour, but that's totally fine with a tow truck. I was safe. I was in a bank parking lot. I was good. I was very lucky I did not pull over in the freeway because that wouldn't have ended well. So, yeah. My sister actually ended up Ubering home, which isn't great because it was a long ride to Uber, but she was like, you know what, I'm just going to Uber home. And at this point, too, I was also house sitting for a family friend close-ish to my work, closer to my work than at my house. So, once I got my sister and my brother, we were going to go to let the dog out at the place I was house sitting, and then I was going to go home for a little bit, help unpack my old house, because we just, like, let go of our rental house. We just handed over the keys because our lease was over. So, yeah, I had all this planned in my head. Like, it was going to be a smooth afternoon, evening, even though it was still going to be a busy weekend with trying to get everything out of the house. Okay. Then, my mom's like, okay. My mom got my brother, and then she came to where I was. And so just a couple minutes after my mom got to where I was, the tow truck guy came, which was great. It was great timing. So then I got my, like, laptop and my work bag out of my car, even though I had, like, crap in my car from when we were still moving, because, yes. So my car still has a bunch of junk in it. So my car still had a bunch of stuff in it because we were just finishing moving everything out of the house. So we did successfully move everything out of our old house, the rental house, and so that is great. That's dealt with. So the tow truck shows up a couple minutes after my mom shows up to me in the parking lot, which is great. So I write down all of the lights that were on in the dashboard because I felt like that was important to the person repairing the car, so I just stuck it in I put it on a Post-it and I just put it near, like, the ears. I have no idea if they even looked at it because I was like, I need help with the diagnosis as quick as possible because I want to get my car as quick as possible. So the car gets towed. We end up following the tow truck to the dealership, make sure the car is towed to the dealership, and once the car gets to the dealership, we have to, like, sign in and be like, hey, we're okay if you work on the car. So, great. So we get to the dealership, which is great. all that's handled. My mom's on the phone in a fight with AAA because she's so pissed because she got AAA to make sure she was safe and her kids were safe driving, and she got those discounts with AAA, which is also another reason she like double did her towing security, because you get extra discounts with AAA, you know, like. So yeah, so we do that and we end up at the dealership. My mom's still on the phone with AAA. That still's not resolved, like I said before. So I actually am babysitting for, I was house sitting for a family. That was around 20 minutes away from my house, but still closer to my work. So we had to go stop by there after we dropped the car off. So we dropped the car off, and so we stopped by the house, and my mom said hello to the dog because she never met the dog before. And we let the dog out, we gave the dog food, and then we went back to our house, our former rental house, and got the last couple things in the garage. Still hasn't gotten it. We still hadn't gotten everything, but everything's cleared out now. So we got everything out of the house, and then we went home and had dinner and stuff like that, and it was still late. It was like, by the time I got to the house to go dog sit, like, it was like 12:30. But that's beside the point. So yeah, once I got to house sit, that was totally fine. We figured that out. In the morning, the maintenance guy at the dealership texted us and said, hey, it actually was the alternator like you thought, and so it was going to be expensive, but it was the alternator, and they figured out it was the alternator, so that was one thing we've handled. So yeah, so they fixed the alternator and all that kind of stuff, and my mom picks me up, and I go back to the house that we're in now, and I build the furniture that we bought before. My mom is like, Evie, come on, let's go pick up the car, and I was like, no, I don't want to pick up the car, like, I'm like so tired, I'm done, I'm like, whatever. So my sister ends up going to pick up the car, and then she lets the dog out in the family friend's house. We were dog sitting together, so it wasn't really a problem. Later that afternoon, she gets back, I get ready to go babysit for the night because I was double working that night, and so I had a babysitting job and I was dog sitting. So I was like, does the car run okay? Like, is it okay? Like, does it drive fine? She's like, I don't know. I was like, okay, great, Mom, keep your phone on you. Like, who knows what's going to happen? Like, luckily everything was fine, but like, whatever. So I go to babysit, I go to dog sit, like, all of it was fine. It was totally fine. We got it all handled. The weekend ended up finishing out okay, and I tried out a new recipe, which actually ended up being a success. So yeah, crazy weekends, but you know. So that was the story of how I ended up not editing a video, how I ended up not actually uploading a video last week because of all that craziness that happened. So if you enjoyed my story, please go ahead and give it a like. And if you have not subscribed to me already, please go subscribe. I would love new subscribers to join the family, and hit the bell because apparently that's important, like I said before. And my socials are linked down below, and somewhere on the screen is a little like icon that says like subscribe. The video from the week before last week because I didn't upload last week, and then my most recent video that I just uploaded. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and yeah, I'll see you guys next week. Bye!